Much for joining us for this partner town hall, the second of 2022. Yes, I see already people are dropping in where they're from in the chat. So we've got Anna from Toronto. Actually, she's right next to me. Thanks for helping set this up. We've got people again from Toronto. Juliana, thank you so much. Paul from Corso and in California. It's early for you. Thanks for taking the time to have your breakfast with us. Really appreciate it. Some customers as well. Brewmate, Colin, thank you so much for joining us. That's great to see having people from all over and our customers and our amazing partners to join us on this morning. Thank you so much. Let's kick things off. So I'm Phil, the VP of Media and Partnerships here at Gorgias. I'll be introing a little bit about our program today and also sharing some exciting updates with you guys. We've got Billy, who's actually at the airport, but he might be able to plug into his presentation a little bit later this morning. Also, we have Chris, our tech partnerships lead. He's now famous all over LinkedIn, so he'll be joining in as well a little bit later this morning to share the latest in our tech partnerships program. We've got one of our clients, Hush, who has been recently acquired for over $50 million, is going to come and share a little bit of their journey together. We've got Pillar, who's going to be the star of the show this morning as well. Is going to share all the exciting product updates that we have also on the API side, what it means for our developer community. And Karina, our partner marketing manager. Thank you so much, Karina, for putting this event together and getting everybody excited to join us this morning. Really appreciate it. Again, just a quick recap on Gorgias. Our mission here is to empower all merchants to deliver an exceptional customer experience. That's why we're here, and that's why we're enabling our community to deliver this amazing customer experience. And we've been working, really hard toward this mission over the last 5 years, and I'm super excited to announce that it led to something really amazing over the last quarter. So Gorgias has surpassed Zendesk in the number of install on Shopify stores during Q2 2022. So this is a huge milestone for us. So we are now more installed than Zendesk, and it was really the culmination point of several years of work. And how did we get there? Well, it all comes down to the efficiency that our merchants are having on the platform versus what they're experiencing on other platforms. So actually a very large call centers that is processing hundreds of merchants and thousands of queries every day ran analysis of Gorgias performance versus Zendesk and versus Front. And what they've noticed is that it takes on average 4.8 hours to solve an inquiry on Gorgias versus 6.36 hours on Zendesk and 6.76 hours on Front. So it's pretty simple. It's a 30% efficiency gain if the clients are on Gorgias versus if they are on Zendesk. And that's also true in the number of interactions that are required in order to solve those issues. So on average on Gorgias, it will require 2.28 back and forth, so 2.28 customer interactions solving issues versus 3.36 on Zendesk. So that's one extra communication per inquiry on average to come to resolution. So, and this is the efficiency that e-commerce merchants need in order to stay competitive, stay lean, and really be able to offer amazing customer experiences to their own customer. And in 2022, we're continuing on our mission to give first in our partner ecosystem. So what does it mean at a very high level? First, we're paying over $2 million in rev share this year. We'll get back to that in just a second. Secondly, our lead engine toward how many leads are we sending toward our partner where it makes sense for the clients to be introed is really growing significantly. As we're crossing 10,000 clients, we're able to really help our clients make the best of the ecosystem that we live in. And we're on track to send over 1,400 leads toward our agencies and technology partners where our clients need it the most and where it makes the most sense for them. And also our partner marketing engine and our events team is really full steam ahead. We're currently doing on average 40 events per month, and all of those events have partners that are involved in. So that's 400 events this year that we will be conducting alongside partners, trying to really deliver value in the ecosystem and sharing all those best practices together. And a quick word again on like the rev share part of it is, so we're, how are we paying $2 million this year? Well, we're paying again like 20% rev share on our partner leads. And also when you're a premier partner, we're paying 20% plus a 15% of the ACV on day one. So we're really making it very interesting from the get-go. And moreover, because we see now, we have the data to see that like merchants are 30% more efficient on Gorgias versus Zendesk, and that's why we're currently winning. So we're launching today a special promotion where anybody that sends a referral to Gorgias that is currently on Zendesk, we will offer a $300 per demo booked right off the bat. So no need to close them or anything. If they're on Zendesk, we're very confident in our capabilities there. So we're going to provide our partners with a $300 referral fee on top of our commissions. So this is launching today. You'll get a little notice about that a little bit later. But let's jump in the really meaty and interesting part. First of all, if you have any question, let's kick the QA. I just launched the QA tab, so you can drop them there for any of our speaker, and we'll try to address them as we go. And yeah, without further ado, let's talk about product updates.
Yay. Hi, everyone. I hear this crowd loves product updates. I'm super excited to be presenting this section. Can't take credit for everything that we've built here, but obviously like our team's grown pretty big even in the short time I've been here. But the reason I'm presenting today is because some of you probably already know me. I work very closely with mostly our developer partners, but also some of our agency partners. I'm a product manager on the developer relations team. So we basically are responsible for all the API features and all the dev tools that you guys need to build integrations into the Gorgias platform. But yeah, super excited to be presenting. As Phil already mentioned, right, like definitely like our overarching mission is to really like empower all merchants to just deliver that really, really awesome customer experience. And that, of course, is something that in retail, like that's been a known thing for decades, right? Like everyone knows that. Like location is one thing, store design is one thing, but really having that personalized experience is what brings shoppers back, right? Like building that relationship with the customer. And we strongly believe that that needs to happen online as well with e-commerce stores. And that is entirely possible with any customer interaction that happens, whether it's through chat, email, social media, and so on, right? So we really want to be empowering our merchants to deliver that amazing experience. We think there's 3 core parts to being able to like really get there with our product, specifically with Gorgias. So one core area of focus for us is definitely just making our platform faster and robust, right? Like we know that agents spend all day inside Gorgias helping customers. So it needs to be reliable. Like if shit doesn't work, like that just is not acceptable. So we know that that is something that we need to always be focusing on. Then, of course, the other piece, Phil already mentioned that as well, right? Like really automating, saving time, like really decreasing that first resolution time, decreasing that first response time, like really having that almost instant first touch point with the customer. Plus, of course, like just really widening and deepening our app ecosystem. The more connected we are to the entire tech stack of all of our e-commerce merchants, the better we're able to just basically deliver on that promise of like really strengthening that customer experience. I have more details on what that means for specific releases in the next slides. So we'll go to the next one. Yeah, cool. Fast and robust core platform, right? What does that mean in terms of actual product releases? So we've done a ton of stuff that's kind of invisible to you guys in terms of like really like speed improvements and so on. But we also wanted to really focus on some of the customer-facing features there as well. So a few things that we shipped in Q1 and Q2 are, like, first of all, single sign-on. right? Like really making it easier, more secure for agents to log into the help desk. 2FA, again, like just really making it more secure, not necessarily easier, but like really making it more secure to log in, just giving admins more power over who is able to access their help desk. Another big one, and this is especially for anyone who's who's a tech partner, we also changed the way we do pagination. You should have received an email about this. This is actually a breaking change in our API. So if your app is currently using offset-based pagination, you will need to update it before August 1st. But that is also going to help just improve the performance of our API and just really speed up the performance of the help desk in general. Tons more updates like this planned, like coming through all of like Q3 and 4 as well. Definitely continuing to iterate on like just making the help desk faster, more robust. We go to the next slide. Then, of course, in terms of time-saving features, I think our core pieces here, Help Center and chat, right? Like those are the ones where we're like really like just improving on all the features, building more things, tons of ideas. We've gotten tons of feedback, lots of people already using these features, especially the Help Center. Still fairly new, so we know there's still lots of room for improvement, but really excited to see a lot of usage there already. So among the features that we launched in Q1 and Q2 for Help Center is just the ability to customize more. And I think this is especially interesting to agency partners and I guess also tech partners, but the ability to embed external scripts, right? The ability to embed analytics, chatbots, and so on. All of that is now possible on the Gorgias Help Center that is directly integrated with the Gorgias Help Desk. The ability to add custom HTML, the ability to add subcategories. Really exciting, actually, we've just moved our own Help Center over to using the Gorgias Help Center as well. So if you now go to our help docs on our website, you'll now see our Gorgias Help Center, the product in action there. So pretty cool. And yeah, definitely check it out. But yeah, that's a part of our product that has just been growing like crazy. It's really exciting to see. So we'll continue working on that as well, of course. And then within our chat product, same thing there, right? Like so powerful for automating more customer interactions, for really speeding up, like getting answers to questions. So there we launched better quick response flows. So not just quick replies, but like really having a flow for like saying, these are the common questions that shoppers have when they open a chat, and the ability to just click on one of them and immediately get an answer without even having to interact with a human. And the same works for orders as well. So having that self-service, like track your order, report an issue with an order, all inside the chat window. So really just needing to click that chat bubble and being able to get an answer right there and then. We're also working on getting the FAQ search into chat. I believe that's very close to launching, but hasn't launched quite yet. But that's the next exciting feature happening there. Another really powerful tool that I'm sure most of you are aware of, we've had this for a long time, but is our rules feature in the help desk to be able to like really create these logic flows with tagging tickets that are important, routing tickets to the right agents, and sending even like canned responses depending on the content of the ticket. So we find that people are able to use this very effectively, but the setup time tends to be a bit of a pain point, right? Like you really have to set up these rules in a way where it's like it's a logic tree. So we've added a couple of new features there that are really exciting to just get more people to be able to use our rules. One thing is rule libraries. So you can see that pictured in the screenshot here. That's an entire library of rules that we've pre-designed for our customers to use. So they just need to enable it. And then the other thing is manage rules. Those work slightly differently from our regular rules because they're not these logic trees of like this and this needs to happen for this and this action to be performed. They're basically rules that we predefined that we manage. Like one common one that like we enabled here is being able to auto close anything that is not a real support ticket. I'm sure all of you that have logged into a Gorgias help desk have seen, right? Like people get a lot of messages sent to their customer support email that is not an actual support question. So anything from marketing emails to any sort of notifications, and being able to auto close those without having a human having to take a look and take an action on it is really powerful, right? That just gets rid of all the garbage before the agent even starts their day. So that's now possible with managed rules. All of these, like help center chat, rules, macros, like all of these time-saving features, again, will continue being a huge focus for us because we're seeing so much adoption there. We're seeing so much potential there. We're seeing really that rate of automated conversations increasing. Important to note, of course, the goal is not to like completely remove that human interaction, as I said, right? Like the delightful customer experience. It needs to be personalized. It still needs to be human. This is really just like anything that doesn't require an interaction with a human. That is where we want to make sure that agents are really saving time. Cool. All right. Next slide, we're going to talk a little bit about app ecosystem, which I think will be exciting for anyone, especially on the partnership side of things. But yeah, so definitely like continuing to really like grow our entire app ecosystem, not just in terms of new apps that we're launching, right? So we've launched a bunch of new apps in Q1, including some really exciting ones that really love the new Okendo app. We just released Narbar, we just released Thankful. Really cool to see partners building amazing apps for our app store. But in addition to that, we're also continuing to build out just functionality that is built natively into Gorgias that can then also be used by our partners. And of course, just also like be available right out of the box as kind of like the basic setup for agents setting up their help desk. So probably the most exciting thing we've launched recently is native SMS. Really, really cool feature that enables merchants to provide customer support through SMS. So that means a merchant can text, like just basically using that phone number you can set up inside Gorgias. And then you can reply through the help desk, the same interface, and that will go to the customer's phone. So it's just a very cool way to provide quick conversational support through the Gorgias help desk. One thing that I wanted to note here, because we've heard from a few partners that this is now competing with our SMS functionality, we specifically designed this to provide support. This is not going to be used for SMS marketing. In general, the Gorgias help desk, right? Like we pride ourselves as being a customer support software and not a tool for email blasts, SMS blasts, and so on. That is absolutely something that we will continue relying on you guys for. So like partnering with, right, with Attentive, PostScript, Klaviyo, and all of you guys who have SMS functionality built into your email marketing platform. That is very important to us that we will continue leveraging those partnerships for that use case while being able to just provide that quick customer support through SMS via Gorgias. We're also going to be building out the API for SMS. So that means that soon, if you have an app that is using SMS functionality, that will be able to then leverage that we now have a native SMS functionality. So that way, if an email blast or if an SMS blast is sent through the SMS marketing platform, the reply would come in as an SMS and then be sent out as an SMS, and that would be completely native. Right now, that's converted to an email, so there's not all the usual benefits of a Gorgias kind of interface necessarily with the customer data next to the ticket. So we're improving that. We're going to be opening up the API, and that will mean more opportunities for really awesome SMS integrations. Super excited about that as well. And the other exciting thing that's coming on like a very similar note here, the WhatsApp integration. I know that's something that a ton of our customers are asking about. So don't have an exact ETA for this yet, but if you hear from our shared customers that they want this, like please let them know to go vote on this feature on our public roadmap. They'll be notified as soon as it's live. We'll of course let all of you know once it's live, because it's going to be exciting as well. Cool. All right, next slide. Another, let's see, we're doing this one first. Yeah, cool. Okay, another really cool thing that we did in Q1 is we launched a new version of the App Store inside the product. So this is the App Store that users would commonly access if they're trying to install an app. We have both the public App Store that is on our website, and we have one that's directly embedded in the product. And that's where people go if they want to connect an app. In the past, that was just a list that linked out to whichever listing we had for it somewhere else. But now we have it natively embedded inside the product, which also means that anyone who has a partner account with us, you can manage your own listing through your partner account. So that's just at partners.gorgias.com. You log into your account. If you don't see your app there, let our team know. It might be that we haven't transferred ownership, or maybe you don't have access to the correct account at the moment. But if you do have access to your app, you can now go in and update, copy, pricing details, images, and so on that will appear inside our product when customers are searching for apps. Really excited about this. You'll see that we haven't redesigned the homepage yet of the App Store. That's also coming in the near future. So that will make apps even more discoverable inside our product. Cool. And other cool features specifically for developers. We've built out just the functionality for building the widgets that appear on, we've been calling it both the sidebar or the info bar, but that appear on the side in the ticket view. That is where all the data is being displayed about a customer, right? So like any kind of information about like there's a shopper, what they've bought, what they've looked at on the website, and so on. And in addition to that, now solely displaying data, there's now also the option to add actions to that widget, which is super cool. So that can be like a one-click kind of action of like add this customer to a certain list, or like remove the customer from a list, or send them this email or anything, right? Like that can be just a one-click action. The agent can just click the button and the action is being performed on a custom endpoint that you can define. It can also handle slightly more complex use cases where it can also open a modal where you can put a custom input. So that's great for anything that's like performing a refund or something like that, where clicking the button opens the modal, the agent gets to do the input, and then it again hits that specified endpoint. This is really exciting because that just opens up so many new use cases, right? Like it's now not just displaying data, but really also doing something with the data, doing something with the information that the shopper is sending into the ticket. Additionally, custom links are also an option now that didn't used to be possible previously, and now you can define custom links that show up in the sidebar widget. Plus, we've added custom styling. So you can upload a logo, define a custom border color, and just really make that widget look a little more on brand. So that's now also possible also through our API. The next big update that's coming to the same section, the sidebar widget, is the ability to push data into that widget. Right now, the way that we render these widgets is you basically can specify a template, and then we pull the data and just fetch it and display it. But in the very near future, once we have this live, you'll be able to specify the data that's being pushed into basically when you see something change on your end. I know this is something that a lot of our partners have been asking about because, for example, if someone is asking about a shipping status, right, like between when the ticket is being created and when the agent is looking at it, something could have happened with that shipment. So looking at outdated information is not that valuable. So the ability for the partner to then say, we're pushing that data into the widget and then displaying that basically in real time is going to be really exciting. This is also going to open up the ability to push third-party data into macros and rules. So that we're hoping to have ready in Q4. But that's basically going to be like really utilizing all of that third-party data coming from integrations in those automation features that I just mentioned, right? Being able to define rules, route tickets, tag tickets, set up these autoresponders, and using that integration data, that's going to be really, really exciting. So yeah, we'll of course give another update once that is ready. Sweet. All right, that was a lot of talking about a lot of releases, but hopefully that was somewhat digestible. But I do have a couple of important reminders, especially again for our tech partners, but also for our agency partners who are building custom integrations or at least advising on custom integrations. So one thing is, if you currently have a Gorgias app that is public, please, please, please look into updating it to use OAuth, because a lot of the new features that we're building into our API will not be available unless you have OAuth set up. So this is especially true for being able to push third-party data. Your app does need to use OAuth too for you to be able to use it. We have the documentation link here. I can put in the chat in a second as well. But if you have questions about that, please reach out to our team. Really want to get everyone over to using OAuth too. It's a much better user experience and it's more secure, and it, as I said, will open up way more features for you to use. And the other thing is, I communicate all of these updates on a monthly basis through our developer newsletter. So if you're not on the subscribe. I promise I won't be spamming too hard. It's just one email a month. And yeah, it includes all the valuable information about any breaking changes, any new features, anything else that's on our roadmap. So yeah, please subscribe to the newsletter. And then the other thing is, we're obsessed with just really getting customer feedback, right? And really building the products that our customers want. So getting feedback on our roadmap, so valuable to us. So please share our roadmap with your customers so that they can vote on features that we are considering. We both have our public product roadmap, and we also have a developer specific one. So that is specifically all the developer features that we're currently considering. So these are both public. You can share them with anyone, and anyone can vote on any of the features that they're excited about. So yeah, please share those links with your clients and customers. All right.
Any question? There was a question from Paul, but apparently you read his mind on expanding on the App Store a little bit. Was there anything else, Paul, you would have liked to hear on that? Then from Vicky from Simpler, if I'm correct. So the listing update is not through partner page. So partner page is on our website, and this also encompasses our agency listings. And so basically, it's all the front end customer facing listings, and then in the back end of our product. So you need to log in. It's through our own app that is now self-hosted, I think. Can you expand a little bit on that, where people need to log in?
The partner portal? Yes, yeah. It's not self-hosted at the moment. We're still partnering with an agency for that, but it is currently still separate. At some point, we do want to just combine all of that and bring that all into one platform. But right now, there's a partner login that's separate from the partner stack login. So the partner login is important if you want to manage your app. So if you don't already have that login, it's easy to create it. You can just go to partners.gorgias.com and create that login. And we'll be alerted when it's created. And then you can also get in touch with us if there's any issues. But
cool. Yeah, from our website, gorgias.com, you can click on the partner tab, and then there's the tech partner little widget that will log you in your portal, or you can create your account from there. And also Kevin from ShipBub, thank you. Yeah, we need to add this cancel action on the ShipBub integration. That's going to be saving a lot of time for merchants not to have to go back and forth between two platforms. And yes, Kara, it's recorded, and we will send it as soon as this call is over in a recap of this session. Was there anything else? Excited about the change? Great, perfect. So let's move on. I think I'm covering for Billy. He's doing his thing at the airport as usual. So on traveling. So the agency side, really the mission of our team of partner manager is to evangelize customer experience to be at the center of DTC growth strategies. You've heard it on and on again. Retention is the name of the game, and we create amazing retention through better customer experiences. And Gorgias is there to be in the center of those retention strategies. And we're here to help you also work with your merchants toward better retention strategies. And so we ran a survey, and we got actually hundreds of responses from our agency partner about how often you guys talk to your customers about customer support. And there's no frequency. Right now, it's not something that is a regular topic for our agency partner. It's really when it comes up is the most frequent answer that we got. So we're trying to help you offer your merchants with new line of services in order to have those conversations that can turn into also more service for your agency in order to improve this aspect of your customer's journey. And because the norm right now, and the best in class, including Nordstrom, is really ultra personalized and fast support, and it leads to more revenue. Actually, this is Billy's story. He told me about it yesterday. So he went to Nordstrom. He had an issue with a shirt that he purchased, and somehow there was a sales guy at on the floor at Nordstrom. He had Billy's text, and he sent him a text while purchasing. And Billy basically replied to the purchase with the issue that was happening with his shirt. And the guy made him come in the shirt for free. And obviously, such a great like one-on-one type of customer support led to repurchases from Billy, and he spent an additional few $100s at Nordstrom while dropping his return. So this is what we are hoping for all our merchants when they're building better customer experiences. And in order to help get to that level of scale and personalization, we're hosting we're increasing our program coverage with 3 main components. So first, we're releasing a new solution tier that goes on top of our Premier. So we have 3 tiers. We have our Gorgias partner, our Premier partner, and our solution tier. And our solution tier agencies will really be equipped to deliver those customer experiences, strategies to their client base. With this, we're releasing also this quarter a new partner academy with our first trainings in there that will provide you with all the bases that you need in order to deliver those customer experience services. And finally, you've seen the DTCX brand now, and we're here to help you also grow your business by supporting you with co-marketing funds and co-marketing. So we'll touch on that in a second. First of all, here's how your agency can drive more revenue with Gorgias. So we're starting to see a lot of agencies that are actually selling basic implementation of Gorgias, and so we have a roadmap for an implementation that we can provide you. And this is also covered in our partner partner training. And you can now start offering basic implementation. There will also be tracks for advanced implementation, advanced integration, and more services. But this is where you can get started this quarter. We have all of it available, and we'll communicate on it after this town hall for you to get started and start improving the performance of your clients. But also here, the key is we now have 10,000 clients. So, and a lot of those clients are already your customers. So now we want to help you provide training and the resources for you to sell more to our existing clients. So can you go to an existing Gorgias customer and really help them get to the next level with their accounts and bring their customer support performance to a higher level? So this is what it's mostly about. It's really about leveraging our partners in order to improve the performance that our customers are having on the platform, and we're doing that through training and frameworks that we can provide you to deliver those services. Those framework and training are live in the launch in our Partner Academy. The Partner Academy is launching a little bit later this month of June. So stay tuned. It will be communicated with, and there will be a training that's really appropriate for your degree of involvement with the platform. And finally, how else are we really trying to help our agency partner? So you've seen the DTCX brand blow up over the last several months. We have DTCX4 coming up at the end of June with Harley Finkelstein as the keynote speaker. So Shopify's president is opening us. And through that conference that is now attracting over 6,000 people and is broadcasted in Australia, EMEA, and North America with slight variations, we're providing our agency partner with over 40 speaking slots. So that means that you can talk to your partner manager in order to come share more knowledge with the DTCX community. And also we released a first podcast, and we have 2 more podcasts and YouTube shows where we invite agency operators as well as tech partners to share their knowledge with the DTCX community. And hopefully this is a great way for you to do some lead gen for your business. So we're all in on this. And we started hosting in-person meetups in several cities under the DTCX brand alongside some of our technology partners. So if you're a technology partner and you want to work in a certain geo with us, hit your partner manager, and we're going to set one up. But also, I think where it's most important is if you're an agency operator and you want to build a tighter e-commerce community in your area, just tell us and we'll work together on a meetup in your town, and we will help drive attendance, speakers, and sponsors so that the lift for you is much easier. So DTCX Shopify meetups are a really powerful way for you to bring together your local e-commerce community, and we want to be there to do that alongside you, and we can help with most of the heavy lifting for that. If you want to be one of the first to host a DTCX meetup, we have a couple already planned, like in Melbourne in Australia, so that's really exciting. You can scan this, just drop your information, we'll be right in touch with you. And if you want to pre-sign up for our solution partner, there's a lot of benefits to being a solution partner, also including more lead share from Gorgias to our partner. You can also scan this code, and we will we'll get right back to you. Yeah, thanks a lot, Pillar, for sharing those documents. Any plans to bring DTCX meetups to Mexico or LATAM in general? I mean, yes, we can do one in Mexico very soon if you want. We have some Spanish speakers on our team, and if the opportunity is there, we will come and host a meetup with you there. So don't hesitate to just send a note to your partner. If you feel that there's a good community there and our CRM tells us the same story, we will be there with you to create a DTCX meetup in Mexico. We have one in 2 weeks in Melbourne in Australia. So it's like, and we have some others already planned in Europe. And on June 22nd, we have Toronto, LA, and New York all happening on the same time. So it's really exciting time for the DTCX community, and you can be sure that it's going to be the #1 media. Yeah, I'll go to Mexico. I'll fly myself for this one. And you can be sure that the DTCX will be the #1 community and media for the years to come in the DTC world. Cool. Any question, or are we ready for Chris, Mr. Lavoie? All right, the floor is yours, Chris.
Awesome. Can everybody hear me okay? Thumbs up from you, Phil. Perfect. Alrighty. Well, look, it's been a great event. Obviously, I don't want to take up too much time. So my name is Chris Lavoie, and I lead our technology partner program, which gives me the great pleasure of working really closely with several of the partners that are on this call. I get to work on some of the go-to-market functions with sales and marketing with our partners, but also get to stay relatively close to the P&E side of things as well, which is great. So I'm going to focus on one specific thing today to keep it simple, which is essentially the relaunch of our tech partner tiers. I know some people have certain, thoughts on, tiers. I just heard from Purdue, CEO of Alloy at a Crossbeam Supernode conference, where she's like, no one cares about your tiers, right? Which is true to an extent, but we still need to have them. Delivering the appropriate value that certain partners have earned, right? So we're doing it one way for quite some time, and as we have more and more partners now, we need to make sure that we're giving appropriate resources back to keep growing these partnerships. So to keep it simple, we did a soft launch in January with 2 tiers, the trusted and preferred partners, if you want to consider those silver and gold. We've now introduced a 3rd tier, which is what we call certified. And so you can see that the 3 tiers here, really they're designed to make sure that we're giving partners what they need to grow within our ecosystem based on that. So partners in the certified bucket might be smaller, they might be, sub 1 million in ARR, and we're just, getting some traction in terms of install growth, where the trusted and preferred partners are market leaders. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of mutual customers that are utilizing an integration. And there's heavy alliance, both on the go-to-market function, but also on the P&E side of things, right? So keynote before we move on to the next slide is in terms of requirements. So the certified, it's essentially we have a standard onboarding checklist. There's certain things that you need to do. Soon OAuth for integration users will be a part of that. I know Pilar is happy to hear me say that. In terms of the trusted and preferred bucket, we initially started with just a revenue component, meaning you needed to source Gorgias a certain amount of revenue. It was a humbling moment to do it that way, because we heard some pretty honest feedback from partners saying that's not necessarily the most productive or the best incentive to grow a partnership. And so we heard you loud and clear. And so now we've introduced a second component that will allow you to reach these certain tiers, and I'll show you in a second what those benefits are. Installs of a specific integration, right? So A given integration partnership might not necessarily parlay into a lot of, referral activity, which is okay. But if we're able to grow that install base and make a positive impact on our brands by delivering value, then we want to reward you for that as well. So trusted bucket, you can get to this tier either by sourcing us 10K ARR per 12-month period, or you can hit 100 installs of our integration. And then for the preferred bucket, upping the ante, obviously, so 30K ARR and or 300 installs of your integration, and all of which we can share that information for you. So if you're a Gorgias tech partner and you want to know where you stand, we audit these quarterly, and then we're going to basically graduate partners accordingly. Cool. Let's go on to the next slide. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown on each of the priors. You can see with the tier, and you can see examples of partners that are in these tiers. I'm just going to focus, quickly on the benefits associated with each. So certified Gorgias partners, we're not going to do a whole lot yet to be transparent, right? We very much take a crawl, walk, run type approach, and we let our customers tell us, what the true value of a specific partnership and integration is going to look like. And as we see integration installs grow and we get positive feedback, and we do see more alignment in terms of our ICP overlap matching really well, we do see partners mature in their growth and have more resources to commit, then we're going to step up certainly and contribute even more resources. So you can see some simple things here. You're going to get listed in our ad marketplace. You're going to have partner portal access, which Blair did a great job demonstrating earlier, a cross-beam account mapping, and all of the great playbooks that we're cooking up, you'll be privy to as well. And then going up a level, trusted Gorgias partner tier. So I already mentioned the requirements for this. We have a bunch of great partners with great install base already in this tier. And so you can see on the right side, the benefits are starting to grow now. And so all of a sudden you're getting partner manager access. You're being able to do things like lunch and learns, engaging co-selling and cross-selling. More co-marketing bandwidth that will be afforded to you. And you're starting to get more invites to some of the D2CX events that Phil did a great job showcasing earlier. And you're going to be eligible for a QBR with our developer relations team. Obviously, they don't have so much bandwidth to dedicate to our great technology integration partners. And so by entering this tier, you're going to get a lot more face time and support from our developer relations team to make sure that any integration that we have doesn't collect dust. We're going to continuously innovate on it to make sure it's as strong as possible. And then finally, our top tier, this is the list you're looking at of the logos there. This is our entire class right now of the preferred Gorgias partner tier. So 10 total partners. So these are our legacy long-standing partners, extremely close alliance with these partners, cohesion between sales and success teams, product and marketing, engineering, etc. And so you can see the tremendous benefits you get with this. Some of the ones that are perhaps the most prominent to highlight are, you get extremely close partner manager access. We have fantastic partner managers on our tech team. So they're going to meet with you and make sure that we're moving the needle on high impact initiatives. The top point there under enablement is probably one of the most interesting. So we literally have someone on our team who's KPI'd on sourcing qualified referrals, right, to grow that partnership. Now, people who have benefited in the past might say, okay, but when it first started, those leads were a little bit low on the quality. Totally true. We won't hide behind that. And so we've learned a lot from this, and we've said, okay, we can't just get, pat ourselves on the back because the amount of leads we're sending is high. We need to make sure that they're quality. These are qualified buyers ready to actually demo with a partner solution. And so we've completely revamped our solution. So leads are actually slightly down, but the quality, meaning the demo booking ratio for our partners, has gone up. So this is reserved for this tier. So if you take nothing away from this presentation, except for the point that if you get into this preferred bucket, you essentially have an outbound SDR on our side working to send you leads. That's the one thing you can take away. And then in addition to some other things as well, like priority technical support. That's probably another really important one as well. Cool. And then, we can keep going. And so in terms of what you can expect working with us, right? So I think this is a nice quote, not to pat ourselves on the back even more, but one of our top preferred tech partners, Attentive, so Greg, who's their director of ecosystem partnerships, specifically focusing on that second sentence, right? He's basically, giving us a testimonial here. The point of the focus on reciprocity and really building value add relationships, I think, we've taken the Shopify approach where it's like, let's add as much value owed as we can. And value always comes back around. And so this is what you can expect in partnering with us. If you are partnering with us and you maybe don't feel like you're getting enough love, then hit me up. You can email me at chris@gorgias.com. If you're not a Gorgias tech partner and you think there's a use case for a partnership and an integration, hit me up as well, and we can definitely start that conversation. So yeah, and then just to wrap up in terms of what we're moving forward to in the future, if you go to the next slide, Phil, I already mentioned the new partner tiers. Again, these are designed to make sure that we're giving the right value to the right partners at the right time. Product marketing, this is the one I'll focus on the most. You know, we have these great integrations, but we're not doing a good enough job understanding the true impact that they're having on our brands, specific KPIs. So, you know, a good example is with Okendo, reviews and UGC app integration we have. It really cuts down on review moderation. So someone leaves a nasty review, you can respond up to 2 to 3 times faster, which has tremendous impacts on CSAT and LTV, for instance, right? So having that level of information readily available is something that we're really keen on. And then partner influence, right? We've been so heavily focused on sourcing leads, driving leads to partners, but there's a missing piece to that, which is just actually working on co-selling and connecting AEs who are working the same deals with our partners. So that's something you can expect from us as well. Anyways, that's it. Happy to answer any questions, and thanks for everyone for tuning in.
That's great. And if some of you remember how a few months ago, Chris shared an amazing playbook on how to source leads for partners and made it publicly available, I'm sure we can expect the same again around partner influence, so that we can all be in this together. So whatever we're learning inside here, like in our go-to-market R&D on the tech partner side, we're really, we want to share that with you guys so that you can, if you feel like it's a good fit, implement it in your own businesses. And Chris is the champion at that. Any thoughts or questions for Mr. Lavoie? Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much, Chris. Let's welcome Karina and Aaron to the stage here.
Thanks, Phil. So many awesome updates. Thank you, partners, for being here with us today. We have a very special guest for you, Aaron Spivak from Hush. So what a better way to learn more about how impactful Gorgias has been and is for brands than to hear directly from Aaron himself. So for the interest of time, we want to save some time for questions at the end as well. We'll get right to it. Welcome, Aaron. Can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about Hush?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I actually got my gorgeous water bottle here. I just realized that. But yeah, my name is Aaron, co-founder of Hush. We are a sleep brand. In 2018, we launched primarily with our Hush blanket, which was made famous for our cooling technology, because as you can imagine, weighted blankets are super hot and sweaty. So we launched the world's first cooling weighted blanket. And then I've really scaled pretty crazy, actually, the last 4 years. We've been able to service over 250,000 customers in North America, and we sell sheets and pillows and mattresses now. We're a full-on sleep company. And I guess we'll get into it, but a big secret sauce that we share now more than ever is really how we built that buzzword now, which is community, and creating that conversations with our customers, which led to all of our future products. I mean, we didn't just guess what was next. Our customers literally asked for what they wanted. That's
awesome. I haven't tried the Hush sheets yet. Hopefully one day they'll get to my house.
We're historically known for being out of stock, which is why our Gorgias tickets are so high. But yeah, hopefully they arrive soon.
That's great. Well, we'd love to hear a little bit more about how you started the business and how Gorgias is helping you further your mission.
Yeah, so, Gorgias wasn't our first app or software that we used to field support questions and chat boxes. I think we used, I forget, maybe Intercom or Zendesk, something like that. And then the biggest challenge we were running into, because we're so communicate, like we're so two-way with our customers, where we would literally end every email or SMS with, hey, respond if you have this, or if you need this, or if you have suggestions, because we're working on a new product. And we'd get thousands and thousands of responses, and there was no way to field it all, and it was just a huge mess. So when we moved over to Gorgias, it was actually a massive advantage to us, because we were able to actually sort based on what platform they're coming in on, who needs to take care of those tickets, the priority of these tickets, and it's actually enabled us to scale. So like, we have this famous moment where we sold 3,000 pillows in 72 hours, and we've never sold a pillow before. So it's not like we had a big list of people waiting to buy pillows. And people are like, oh, how did you do it? Like, what's the hack? Did you run a campaign, or was it Facebook or Instagram or influencers? And the secret sauce was we literally polled our customers for 3 months before, saying, hey, if you can design your own pillow, what does it look like? What does it have? And when you have 9,000 people feel like they had a say in the development of a product, and we get to update them throughout that process, and they get to communicate with us on a regular basis, when that finished product launched, they feel like they were a part of it. And then we were able to do that exclusively through using this platform. I mean, of course, the distribution is SMS, and there's email, and there's all those different forms. But when it comes back in, creating that like timely communication was a key for us.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think you went into that a little bit, the background of your customer support. So can you tell us a little bit more about how Gorgias has been impactful to you now that you have switched to Gorgias from what you were using before, how that has helped your operations team?
Yeah, our biggest break was always socials for us, because you're waiting on your sheets, right? And it's been a while. There's 14,000 people waiting 3 to 4 months now for our cooling sheets, and as many updates as we can give you, it's just frustrating. You just want your sheets already. You paid for it. Your credit card bill came in 30 days ago. You felt the entire pain of the cycle, and you still don't have your product. So what people do is, of course, they'll email, they'll SMS, but what they'll do is they'll go to social, and they'll start commenting nasty things on all of your ads, and you guys are a scam, and you don't deliver, and all right, that's the way they feel, and it's true in that moment. And what happens is, without Gorgias, we were never able to see those comments in a timely manner, and we would miss comments. So we would spend hundreds of thousands of dollars promoting an ad that in our head is converting and it's doing well, for people to click on it, read the comments, because we all love reading comments on everything. And you're like, oh, these look pretty cool. And you read the comments, and it's like, hey, been 6 months, never getting this. This company's a scam. And you're like, oh, all right. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for letting me know it's a scam. I was about to go and buy these. On to the next. So Gorgias has allowed us to see those comments immediately, right? They come in, they filter into our platform. We have macros set up that we can automatically either take care of them, hide the comments, delete, respond, message the customer directly and say, hey, I noticed you comment on our TikTok and on our Instagram that you didn't get your stuff. What's your order number? Maybe we can take care of you and help, flip this pain into a solution for you. So that's really one of the biggest things for us, primarily always being out of stock, especially over the last year when Christmas and all that stuff was terrible. So that was really the tool that kind of saved us.
Yeah, that's incredible. Automating all of that is definitely key for sure. So I know we want to have some time for some questions. Anyone has questions for you directly? What advice do you have to other brands looking to use Gorgias? And is there anything else that you would like to add?
Yeah, I mean, I don't, and I'm like a tool junkie. So I'm always looking at new tools and ways to solve problems. I think oftentimes what happens when you're a brand owner, you're looking for ways to drive sales. So you go on the app store, and that's why the app of the day always does so well, because so many people are on the app store looking for a tool that's going to unlock revenue or profit for their business. And years ago, we realized that tools don't make brands, brands make brands. So it's really important to know what your pain point is in your cost center. And for us, we view this tool as marketing. The opportunity to speak to our customer, we broke it down to some of these conversations, to get someone to chat on our website costs a tremendous amount of money. We need to market to them. We need to get them on our site. We need to optimize our site. We need to do something in order to trigger an emotion in them to actually chat with us. And then we need to pay someone to be there and respond as fast as possible. All that is expensive for any brand. So understanding if I'm going to pay $20, $30, $50, depending on what you're selling, we have a high AOV. So sometimes it's $40 to have that conversation. Why not have the best tool to facilitate that, right? Instead of looking for a tool that's going to drive a bot, like a bot that's going to do some sort of, take you down a funnel that's going to wring out the towel. Why don't I have a tool that I can facilitate the conversation that I'm spending a tremendous amount of money to have? So that's why moving to a tool like Gorgias, make sure that any conversation is happening anywhere, is being directed to the right person at the right time, whether it needs to be a phone call, whether it's on page, wherever it is. We don't want to have anything fall through the cracks, because when it does, I mean, there was a point where we were missing almost 16% of all conversations that were live. And if you multiply that out for us, it's like 190 grand of missed opportunity. But that's not opportunity of sale. That's opportunity like that we spent. We spent 190 grand to have conversations that nobody was there to speak to because we didn't see it. So that's why I would recommend, if you're starting out, it's a great tool to move to.
Yeah, that's so powerful. Thanks for sharing that. So inspiring too. So obviously, besides Gorgias, your number one favorite tool, what are some other? I actually have my attentive photo. Any attentive people here?
We don't use attentive.
No. What are some of your? We have one question in the chat, but I think worth sharing since we have all of our partners here. What are some of your top favorite tools you're using right now?
Funny enough, I'm anti-tools. I want the least amount of tools. I want the least amount of apps. I'm very bearish on apps, even though I'm on a call right now with tools. So I know it's like not what you're supposed to be saying. Our methodology is, what is the tools that we absolutely need? So you need an email tool, whatever that is. Very popular is obviously Klaviyo, because it just works so well. You need an SMS tool, whether you want to be attentive, PostScript. For me, they're all the same. It's all price, right? So whoever gets me the best deal is getting the action with that, because there's nothing proprietary really about SMS, right? Same with really email, right? But there's a powerhouse in that category. So you really want to use tools that actually unlock. Like, we're moving into a lot of first-party data tools. There's a ton out there. So whatever works for you, whatever KPI is important for you. Attribution is key. So Northbeam, Triple Whale are very competitive in the space of syndicating all of your information. So there's a lot of tools, but only the ones that you absolutely have a pain for. Like, attribution was painful for us. So finding a tool that worked is mandatory. Inbound, people messaging us that we're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for, that's a pain for any company that's missing it, right? So we have a phone tool. We use AirCall that actually integrates beautifully with Gorgias. And people who want to talk to us and we're not there to answer the phone is, again, missed opportunity. So we do not shop the app store in hopes that there's something there that could explode our business, because we know that just doesn't exist. The only people that can explode our business is us, but tools are there to support that and helping you unlock the potential.
Yeah, true. So we have two questions. We're at time, but I want to make sure we answer the two questions. One is from Juliana from Wonderment. She wants to know, what customer retention metrics do you monitor closely and why?
So interesting for us, we're not CPG, right? So we sell blankets, sheets, pillows, mattresses, mattress protectors, eye masks, etc. Right? The concept for us is, how many blankets do you need, right? How many pillows you really need? So we're not selling consumables. So for us, it's always repeat order rate, and then within a specific time frame. So I know within 30 days, there was a point where 26% of our people who bought, let's say on day one, they'll buy again within 30 days, which is really high for a non-consumable. That metric we set for 50%, and we're actually at 36, and we were at 40 a few weeks ago. And the way we're able to do that is to keep the conversation going. And what people think of that is, they think, oh, more emails. Hey, I know you bought the pillow, but did you know about the sheets? Hey, I know you got the sheets. Did you want the pillow? That's so vanilla. It's more about, is it worth it for me to call Cindy, who bought 2 pillows because she likes buying them in pairs, and say, hey, Cindy, how's the pillows going? What do you wish it had that it didn't have? What are you sleeping on? How's your sheet set up? And just provide value and be the leader in sleep for Cindy, and say, by the way, we've got sheets going that are cooling. I know you love that. You mentioned that you love the cooling about the pillow. So creating that conversation, and you can do that not on the phone. You can do that on SMS, saying, hey, how's the cooling of the pillow working? Do you really love it? You know how many people respond saying, oh my God, finally a pillow that's not filled with toxic gel and it actually keeps me cold. Oh, you really like the cold? By the way, we developed these sheets with the same technology, right? So taking people through their own personalized journeys and having those real conversations has been able to lift that. And that's the one thing we track. Like, that's the one thing that really matters. Of course, you want 5-star ratings. Of course, you want fast response times. Like, those are all basic stuff that you need to get that under control. But at the end of the day, this is a marketing tool for us. If this needs to earn dollars on dollars, like customer support has always been, like, CX has always been a cost center for brands. It is not a cost center. We're paying thousands of dollars to get people to talk to us, let alone buy from us. It needs to be considered marketing. So for us, we track the sales. We've got sales team involved. Like, everyone is fully trained on sales. You come in telling me you want to return a blanket. We know data that there's a percentage of people from our sales team that from that return will let you land on a mattress or on something else because you still have a pain if you're returning one of our products.
Thanks, Aaron. We have one final question from Vicky. Hi, Vicky from Simpler. How do you handle conversations that come in outside business hours?
It's a good question. You figure out how much you're losing, and if, like, it needs to mathematically make sense. So we used to end at 11. We pushed it to 1 a.m. because we noticed time zone difference. So we do a lot of our business in Canada, but it's kind of very similar to the US. There's the East and there's the West. There's PST, there's EST. So if you're operating in EST and you end at 12, it's not really 12 on the other side. So we've actually extended, and you can do that. Like, we just did it on basic math. Hey, what kind of traffic are we seeing? What does it cost us to have someone there? If I think we're only ghosts between 1 and 5 a.m. And I think what we do is we have it automatically just collect their information if they really need to speak to somebody. But we also have like a really strong abandoned cart team where we'll actually call abandoned carts. So if we do have an abandoned cart that abandons at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. because they weren't able to speak to someone, our team will come back and say, hey, we noticed you were checking out last night. Sorry you weren't available. It was 2 a.m. How can we help you? But we try to stay on. We're pretty much on 20 hours a day. And how many customers are we calling? Everyone. We have a full. We actually do post purchase calling. It's insane, but it works. There you go. This is the nugget for everyone listening. Everyone that buys, they get a call. I know it's crazy. If you don't have high AOV, it's not worth it. Our AOV is around $400, $500. Imagine you leave this call right now and buy our sheets, even though most of them are sold out. You're going to get a call at some point, depending on how big your AOV is, because it triggers. And you're going to get a call that says, hey, it's Nolan from Hush. And, I saw that Dan, I said, hey, Dan, I know you should order. I just want to let you know that your order went through perfectly. It's being processed right now. We're working on it. And thank you so much for supporting us. By the way, noticed you bought the cooling sheets. Have you ever thought about investing in a pillow? Oh, well, I really like soft and hard pillows and side pillows and back pillows and whatever the hell you like. Cool. Do you know our pillow is fully adjustable and you can make it exactly the way you want it? And guess what? I'll add it to your order right now for 20% off if you're interested. If not, you have my number. Let me know if you need anything in your sleep. Even if they don't buy, can you imagine that experience versus going on Casper and buying anything from them? Sorry if there's any Casper people here, but you get the point. That's how we separate ourselves from the crowd. We lead with text first. Oh, I think you're muted, Karina.
So sorry. How big is your CX team? There's another question for you.
I think we're at 6 or 7. No, 8 now. We're trimming down. I think with proper automation, you don't need that many.
Cool. I think there's one final question. I know we're at time and this recording will be sent to everyone, but there's one last question here. Do you lead with a phone call or a text or a mix?
Most of the time it's text. If the order is big enough, it's a call. I think we trigger at 500. So anything below, like if you order the sheets, you're getting a text. If you order a bundle or a mattress or a blanket or a 2-in-1, like we've got a lot of products that will push you over that 500. You're getting a call, and most calls are what, 15 seconds. That will create a relationship that will last forever. If I like this hat, if they called me for this overpriced hat, I'm never buying a different company. Why would I? They're invested in me. I'm invested in them. There's an emotional, like that's two-way, that's community that everyone wants to build Facebook groups around. That's really what it is. No one gives a shit about your Facebook group if they can't feel something from it.
Yeah, so true. Loyalty. I think everyone really loves hearing from you, Aaron, so we have to book a session just for you. But anyway, we are at time.
I need another bottle. I'm running out of water.
Thank you, partners. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, everyone, for all the updates. This has been incredible. There will be a recording that will be emailed to everyone, if not tomorrow, this week sometime. Thank you again. See you guys next time at the other partner town hall. Bye.
Thanks for having me.